breaking news, Nigerians. A Yoruba union has called on President Bola Tinubu to resign following the recent increase in fuel price and the escalating hunger affecting the southwest region and Nigeria at large. The union expressed deep concerns about his administration's economic policies, how it has forced people into poverty, turning many people in this country into beggars. They've condemned the implementation of the IMF policies in collaboration with some forces, which they claim has stifled both small and large-scale businesses to the detriment of the Yoruba people. So, in a statement released on Sunday by the convener, Olusola, the union condemned the government for allowing the fuel pump price to rise from 600 to 900 at a time when many Nigerians could not afford two basic meals a day. He explained that the Yoruba are known for their culture of Omo Oluabi, honor and integrity have reduced to begging due to Tinubu's anti-people's policies. So they are calling for Tinubu's resignation, and they also demanded an apology to the Yoruba people for tarnishing their reputation. That the Yoruba people have been kidnapped, have been killed by invaders. Most of them have not been able to go to their farms because of insecurity, and they've not been able to secure their livelihoods because of insecurity. And despite the sufferings of the Yoruba people, Tinubu has no remorse for the sufferings of his kingsmen. Instead, he continues to increase their sufferings. He continues to increase their hardship through higher taxes and policies. Now they've called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that during his campaign in Ogun State in 2023, back then, Tinubu promised to reduce the fuel price. However, shortly after his inauguration, he raised the fuel price without consulting his kinsmen, without consulting his people. It seems that Tinubu has run out of ideas and should resign immediately. Nigeria is not a family business where he can raise prices at his own will. The people here are struggling to send their children to school. I mean, look at the price of a bag of rice now. It's costing over 80,000. Many families cannot even afford basic square meals. Most southwestern states have not even implemented the new minimum wage. So the organization declared that instead of Tinubu to just sit idle and watch his people suffer, it's best he steps down for another person to take over. They've asked Tinubu to come down from his position. Tinubu that is asking Nigerians for patience, asking his kingsmen for patience, yet he purchased a new presidential jet for the sum of 150 billion naira, and then he purchased presidential yachts, bulletproof vehicles. He renovated the mansion for the vice president, and everything happened in 1 year. However, he raised the price of fuel and entrusted policies that further impoverished the people. So the Yoruba Union has called on the Yoruba people across Nigeria to join the October protest and legally express their dissatisfaction with Tinubu's administration. That they cannot allow Tinubu's government to intimidate the Yoruba people anymore. That protesting is the constitution, is the right of Nigerians. Protesting is their constitutional right and cannot be taken away from Nigerians. So the group have called on Tinubu's administration that Tinubu's administration has failed Nigerians, Tinubu's administration has failed his people, and the Yoruba Union is ready to protect the interests of Yorubas across the nation. And guys, this is coming in the wake of the recently concluded #EndBadGovernance in Nigeria protests, which swept across the nation from August 1st to August 10th, 2024. Organizers are gearing up for another round of demonstration slated for October 1st, called Fearless in October protests. And the forthcoming wave of protests aims to sustain the momentum generated by the previous movements, further amplifying the voices of Nigerians demanding meaningful change. Now, the director of the mobilization for the Take It Back movement, Adenola, a key force behind the protests, has talked about plans for the October demonstration. According to Adenola, The upcoming protests will build up the success and lessons gleaned from the August protests, seeking to intensify pressures on the government to address the country's pressing challenges and usher in an era of responsible governance in Nigeria. I must say, my country people, in fact, this Tinubu's administration, is quite shocking. And many people still find it unbelievable that Tinubu could do such a thing, within this few period he has stayed in office. Tinubu has stayed in office for over a year plus, and the massive change we've seen is quite massive in a negative way, not in a positive way. Too bad is in a negative way. Some people are now comparing Tinubu to Pharaoh. People are now comparing Tinubu to Nebuchadnezzar. And the most funniest part is that during the election, these Yoruba nation or these Yoruba groups were the ones coming out to say, oh, some persons should not, if they are not ready to vote the APC, they should go back to their state and all of that. They were coming up sending threats to many people that they stand on Tinubu's mandate, they are voting for Tinubu, it is Tinubu's turn, this and that, and all of that. But now they are now coming out to shout that the sufferings is too much, that Tinubu no longer cares for his kingsmen. You see, back then in 2023, those people that snatched ballot box in Lagos, those thugs, those abiros that were going around snatching ballot boxes, causing violence, insulting those that were voting for the candidate of their choice and all of that. I wonder how they are coping right now. I wonder how they are really coping. Those people that went on social media to say they will cry, those that voted for their preferred candidate rather than APC would cry. Who is crying now? They are the ones crying. They are the ones crying. And they've not started crying because we are in for a long ride. We still have, extra years till 2027 before Nigerians get to change this government, if the people are really ready to change this system of government. Because what we are in is not democracy. We are in another regime. It's more like a military regime slash a dictatorship, because Nigerians can no longer breathe in this economy. So at this point, they say that they are the true sons and daughters of the Yoruba nation, or would I call them Yoruba Union? And they've called out for Tinubu's resignation. This is coming from Tinubu's kingsmen. Oh, they are the ones crying. Meanwhile, they told other ethnic groups that they will cry. But now who is crying? So the table has turned eventually. Guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.